Alright, today we are testing the F-16 versus another high alpha jet. And a good pilot as well, Stackhouse, flying the Jf-17. And the problem on the 16 is what you do versus those high alpha jets, like the Mirage, like the Jf-17, like the Su-27. Planes which can basically stay inside your radius and still rate somewhat with you and threaten you with the nose. And you have the trouble to find windows or to create opportunities where you have a shot, because they always can stay inside the radius, deny turning room as they want. And especially with high alpha jets, like if you go into slow fights with them, they always have nose authority, so you cannot enter any neutral scissor. You always have to look that you enter in a control scissor, meaning initiated scissor by you. Another thing is like yeah, what options do we have? Like, especially the Jf-17, which is for me like a 16 with a reduced engine power, but with a nose authority of a Mirage at certain slower speeds. At what kind of slower speeds the nose authority increases dramatically on the Jf-17, I don't know. I just can feel it. So one of the options I see is like draining them out, because like a sword and a spear, the sword is nimble and fast and quick and pinch you, and you're sitting in the 16 with this long heavy spear. What do you do, right? How can you swing on this guy without getting pinched in the meanwhile? So one option would be to try to drain them out of energy, because usually self-confidence reveals intentions. That means a pilot who flies a more agile or more nose authoritarian plane usually will try to do that, but he also can conserve energy. So the Jf-17 has less energy in the engine, so once he bleeds speed, his regain timing or regain ability should be delayed compared to the 16. Also the vertical element, the 16 should be a little bit better. Another option I see is basically, especially versus those high alpha jets, if you can manage it from the get-go, from the merge, to put them under your toe, under the pressure, then it's for the F-14. No, I don't want to talk about the F-14, but then it's difficult for them to get out of this because of the regain ability of the energy, right? Which is a little bit better in the Block 50. So I will try today to just survive. Great plane, great pilot, and try to create some windows if I can. Alright, we can fly.
Okay, spawning in.
Okay.
You know, I think you should have also mentioned that while the Jf-17 does have, it seems to be some interesting strength, there's some really peculiar drawbacks in the Jf-17.
Yeah, I haven't figured them out yet because I don't have this plane. I don't know my enemy. That's the one plane I don't know my enemy, right? So
yeah, I mean the biggest drawback, which works I think in a 16's favor, being a 16 pilot myself, is the fact that the gun points downwards. I mean, there's so many times. I mean, if this gun pointed forwards, oh my god, this would be a really, really dangerous jet. But the fact that the gun points downwards really works against it. It really does.
This time I'm trying to initiate a 2-circle and an ascending one. I started 1 circle on purpose, so he turns 1 more around like this and bleeds a little bit more off. You can already see the angles he gains. He cuts even the engine, what the hell. But that's what I'm gonna try now. I'm just trying to, just for the sake of testing, to 2-circle with him in an ascending fashion, right? Because the energy ability of the 16 is a little bit better. The problem is that even though I might lose angles, which is a given I think, because he can rate at the smaller radius, that I cannot do that all the time, all the way up to the unlimited height. Because at one point, if you're really high, I will lose so much speed, and he too, that we are both slow, and at really slow speeds he will have the nose authority again. right? So I cannot do this forever. I have to do it for a while. But we are on 24,000, it's still okay. But what he tries, of course, and that what he will do is like to get the angles, because he can do it easily in that plane, and to maintain them until he sees a opportunity, a weak point, a position where he can bite. See, now we're getting slow. We're getting too high. And that's why I'm just expanding right now. Because I cannot turn into him. Because if I turn into him, we get slower than 300 at high altitude. And his alpha is much better than mine, right? So, okay. How much vertical separation we have? That's telling them. Oh, he clamps with me. Already too late. That didn't work. Because he's just too good for that. Alright. Now he's patient. What do we try now? Downhill. How does the Jf-17 perform downhill? Let's see. It's coming lead already. Yeah, that's typical for those alpha jets. They come lead. They don't even go lag. They don't have to. I'm too fast. Go nose down. Oh, no closure. Okay, let's see if that works. Ah, looks like if he's fast. Looks like if he's really that fast, he has not that AOA ability. Good to know, right? But now we're entering a slow fight. As I said before, a control scissor only. You can only go into control scissors with a 6. And now I had a little bit of turning room here, and I have to go far back 6. I am too close to get nose on him. So there's no point in fighting this, it's already visible. Unless, yeah, I don't think so. There he rolls inside, nice. Goes down for speed. But while he's trying to gain it, I can go up. Yeah, he doesn't have the nose authority to pull yet. Okay, that 2 circle is already his, because he can stay inside my turn in the pocket, so no point fighting that. Get out of it. I have stronger engines, so I can accelerate, try to create some turning room, and to create a reset.
So that's the thing, when we get above that like 0.85 where I'm limited by my FCS, in that whole range that you're, let's say you're at 0.15 and you get down to 0.85, every maneuver you do in that range, you can slow down much better than I can. But once I get to that range below 0.85, I can. So I think almost the challenge is creating enough misalignment at that high speed regime that you can exploit when I overshoot. If I overshoot, really.
I was just talking on the comms without pressing the Discord button exactly about that, and you just had the same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if I keep you at that regime where your alpha doesn't work, I can do something, right?
Yeah.
But you still can slow down and hang inside, that's the...
Right, once we get to that speed.
So now I'm forced again to go up and drain him in the uphill ascending. Because look, he's pointy, he's trying to point, and I give him that opportunity or the impression that he can point. But I'm so fast that I can just roll out of him, jink. I want him to climb inside me. Like climb, lose energy, and have a smaller radius, lose energy. I want him to do that until the point where I can pressure back. So I'm really careful and keep my energy. That also works for System Mirage, by the way. Now he's going back pursuit, right? He's going a little bit outside of it. I can pressure a little bit more over the top. Because you realize he needs more speed. He was hanging too long inside and climbed. And now I have to go outside of this turn. I have to create my turning room, like with the smoke ring. I need the turning room and the speed. And now gas for raid. And now the dynamic 16 shit begins. Let's see. Yeah. Outside. Suddenly there are brief windows where you see an opportunity on enough speed, lag pursuit way out of this tail. IG. And rate is still very good compared to mine though. Goes down for speed. He will climb. He will climb and later he will dive, that's a given, right? So turning room is collapsing, which I don't like because he doesn't need too much turning room, I need much more. So this job is to take away turning room because that favors his jet, and my job is to create turning room, it favors my jet. So we get turning rate air radius. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try to go vertical from here because he was inside again. But that's not an offensive vertical, that's a defensive vertical, that's a setup vertical. Right? The first goal of being defensive is to create neutrality at least, before you do anything else. Oh shit! I was talking and we already flamed out.
Oh, good fight. I have
There's not much can I do.
322 pounds.
I saw a brief window, but I couldn't use it though. Because you take it,
Yeah.
you took it away very fast.
Yeah, I mean, this thing struggles a bit, like, getting up there, but, like, it will. Like, it won't get up there as quick, it won't run up there, but, like, it will still walk up and close the door.
I'm commenting everything what I think. I'm not expecting to win, but I just want to see what is possible, what's not. Especially for the 16 levels who fight versus those high alpha monsters, right? So I'm trying to say everything what I see, what I know. And where I quit and where I engage, right? Like, there are situations where I just say that's not worth it, it's lost cause, don't stick to it. And I was also saying, like, your job is to take turning room away because you can rate the smaller radius. My job is to create turning room so I can get a window. But if I create turning room, I give up angles, right? So and that's the dilemma which you have in a low alpha jet versus those high alpha jets which can sustain inside your radius. What can you do? I have 3 options or thoughts which might work. I tried one now, didn't work because you adapted really nicely. Or I was too lazy, could also be. Ready?
Yep, ready. This is a really interesting jet because I know, like, you know, almost everyone in my squadron flies this jet, and I didn't have much experience going against it in BFM, but once I got in here, I forgot who it was. Maybe Sylvian, I think maybe that was the person. I was really surprised to find how competitive the 17 was in BFM. I mean, just the maneuvers it was pulling, I was very, very, very surprised that it has this type of capabilities.
Okay, this time I will try the offensive, the aggression from the get-go. But he is also slow. Can slow down, so I have to be really careful of emerge. Low speed.
Altitude.
Close the brakes. What intention he has. Horizontal. Unload. High 6. Cut the burner. High 6. High 6. High 6. High 6. High 6. High 6. Let it climb. Unload. Unload. Lag. 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 The lag? No, it's not lag. It's okay.
Yeah, it's lag.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I think the server's restarting. We have to repeat that.
Okay.
But stay committed, otherwise I have to break the stream.
Oh, I see you. I'm across.
No, don't. The server's restarting.
Oh, okay.
Just let it sit out. Yeah, I was just about to comment the second option that I have in mind, which we can try or not. And that might sometimes work.
Altitude.
Yeah. I think the server's is restarting now. There's something which I tried sometimes or quite often versus high alpha jets in a 16. The second option of 3, what you can do versus high alpha jets.
Yeah.
And let's see how that goes. I mean,
Okay.
what I'm looking for, like, there must be, if you're playing 2 circles better in the rate. If your radius is smaller. This or that or this, you know all the variables, right? There must be something in your jet which is maybe not as good as mine. Something, some deceleration ability, acceleration ability at medium speed or high speeds. Something or maneuvering characteristics due to the shape of the plane, cannot slow down, nose down, or something like that. There must be something, a difference, some differences somewhere which you might be able, which you might be able to exploit, and that's basically the quest, right?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep, ready.
Go. Okay, this time I'm trying to be aggressive from the get-go, from the beginning. Try to put him under pressure.
Maybe that's it.
Especially those high altitude.
No,
even being in the 16,
Chuck's
I
guide.
will still try it. Okay, he's going horizontal, high 6. Oh, he's going vertical, so I unload. We'll try to go inside. Let's see. Unloading, observing, watching. What he's doing. I want to have this vertical high 6. Even if I slow down. Easy on the stick. The problem is the Jf-17, it looks much faster than it is because it's so nimble and small, like the Mirage. A Mirage at 300 knots looks like 450, 400. The Tomcat at 400 knots looks like 300 because it's so fucking big. And he sacrificed a lot. I have to buy back here hard. And he puts the nose down. But he's already inside the turn. That's crazy. His turn radius, I cannot compete in turn radius. I have to do it differently. Okay. The initial idea was to make a merge with him and put him under pressure. Maybe I can reset him.
Altitude. Pull up.
His G ability is also weak at high speeds. Okay, let's see. Quick initiation. Going high 6, what he should do. I don't go up, I keep my energy horizontally.
It's not 0.85, it's 0.80 that the limiter kicks in.
And now I go up because I know he will come down now, right? He's going for speed and I bite back the angles over the top of the
.85.
And I go radius. As much as I can though, because now I unload again. Yeah, that's
like
timing.
0.82, 0.85.
It's time room. Rate basically desynchronization and turning room desynchronization. At that speed, my jet can fight him. Okay, slowly trying to invite me into 1 circles and rollers. Which I will deny. Leveling below the horizon to get all the energy I need and the radius. Slow down, cut the burner. Yeah, you see that the plan of him was to cut inside my turn circle under me. A dense air, It's better performance. Okay, now we are stuck in a 2 circle with the Jf-17. No idea if the 16 can even do that. Let's see. He's very pointy. He must be already. I keep that rate at that G and see what happens. If it's so dangerous, I bug out. Yeah, he has the pointy nose above the horizon. Unload, got out of his gun range, and full up. Yeah, make him bleed for that. And even more up, yeah. Let's take the high 6. But I need turning room. And here we go. Full pressure now, because his nozzle has to drop. Cannot any otherwise. Yeah. Oh dear. gets slow, he hits some nose already, and I have to be aware of that before it even happens. And because of that radius, like the Mirage, he ends up behind you in a small radius. I don't have speed, but I have the angles. And you in the 16 like, scheiße, fuck. What else we can do? Let's see. Maybe close the air brakes, that would be an option. Forgot them on. Well, that was funny. No wonder. Oh, that's nice. Nice. Maybe he can. Maybe he pulls him up just because of him. Unload. Like pursuit way behind the tail. Watch off this. Yeah, watch off this alpha nose. Yeah, exactly. You have to see it coming before it comes. That's very important versus high alpha jets. But anything comes at a cost, as Stacker says. He bled a lot of speed doing that. And I don't have much time or window to do anything against it. Right? If they bleed speed like that, you have to have the room and the speed. You have to have it in pre-planned fashion. Punish them for it. Otherwise, they regain quickly back, especially fucking 18s. Alright, let's see. Are we getting light here? Are you almost out of fuel though? Yeah, it's like nothing he can do, nothing I can do. It's like equal. He has problems to get a solution. I have problems to get a solution. That's good news. Now he has to refine it. A good fight, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But your toy plane has more fuel than mine, doesn't it?
Oh, same amount of afterburner time apparently. Apparently I use it a bit more, a bit better.
They're all
At least the
lying.
jet.
Dude,
Yeah.
I am modulating like a motherfucker.
This jet has really interesting, like its radar cross section is the lowest in the game.
Now I flame out. What is
great
that?
fight. 400 pounds left. It has the smallest radar cross section, or I think it's the smallest RCS. It also has the smallest IR signature of all the jets in DCS, at least. It's super conservative on fuel. The SD-10s are arguably better. Actually, not. I mean, I wouldn't even say arguably. They're better than the 120s at least in DCS.
So this plane is like the Pakistani Secret Service. It's everywhere but not visible.
They just apparently have done a couple really good upgrades to this jet in the real world.
Yeah, I know a dude. He's from Pakistan. He reads a lot about this stuff. He was also a fan of this plane, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think from your perspective? Like I was saying, I have troubles to create opportunities, but it looks like you also have troubles to create opportunities. So what's
it's
what's
interesting.
From your view?
So I would think of this from the when I'm going against you, I also understand this from your perspective as I'm fighting you. And before I started trying to work with the 17, from what I noticed, it was always this really interesting battle, not even of wits or capabilities, because just like you said earlier, your job is to create turning room so you could kill me. My job is to take the turning room away. But like I said, the 17 has some really, really peculiar drawbacks. And this gun, I would say, is by far, in PFM, the greatest drawback there is. Because even when I'm able to capitalize and get my nose in position, in 9 out of 10 other aircraft, it would be squeeze the trigger, watch them go boom. It's not there in this one. So that little extra bit that I need, that 10 degrees extra, that's
bad news, because that means you have to work the shot before you shoot, and if you do that, you bleed even more because you're high alpha jet.
Yes, right. So it's like almost all of the work that you do to marry up your radius with the rate, to work out the geometry and whatnot. When it comes time to put the guns on, if they jink, you automatically have put yourself in a worse regime than they're in. Now, albeit you have to put your gun on to fire, but there's probably the 4 or 5 gun solutions I have had since we started playing, and including before this video.
That's great. Now I have a sorry for interrupting, but now I have a great idea how you could solve this problem, which gives me an idea how I could fight even you, and that let's see.
Every time that I have had a gun solution, you've been below my canopy. So if it wasn't,
I saw that.
I play with labels.
I'm looking back and
I play with labels because I'm in VR.
I see at the top of your plane, I see the engine inlet, and then I start seeing the belly, and then I know, I have to either get away, run away, loosen up, or go above his lift vector or under his lift vector. It basically pointers for me to not stay there.
Yeah, and honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I play with labels, because I'm in VR and whatnot,
fair enough.
I think in the real world that would, or if on a server where there was no labels enforced, that would cause serious issues because you're completely occluded for me in these high aspect shots, which when two good pilots go against each other, I mean that's the best you're gonna get. You're working for those high aspect snapshots, and it's impossible to solidify in the 17. So it almost always, while it's a good fight, and the 17 has some really interesting strengths, and it could dominate geometrically the whole battle, it's all for nothing because it can never solidify a kill.
Yeah, I understand. So let's try one more, because that problem, your problem, is my problem as well in a different way, right? So, but there is a solution to your problem, and your solution is actually maybe also my solution. I will try it, and then if I succeed executing it properly, I will explain it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go. But the problem arises from being in the same plane of motion. That's where the problem is born. Because tracking shots with high alpha you cannot do. But that gives me also an idea not to stay in the same plane of motion with him. At all. Ever. Right? No matter what he does. Vertical, I'm horizontal. He's about to go horizontal and I'm about to go vertical. He will gain a lot of speed and come back up. This time he will come vertical and I stay horizontal. Just to meet him at the top. There's a lot of speed, a lot of distance, a lot of turning room. So he's bleeding, climbing.
Bit too wide on that one.
Yeah. And I can now press, right?
It might just kind of resolve itself.
But I cannot go too close. I have to keep that distance to him, because if I get wrapped up with him, yeah, like that, already happened. He always has that inside the turn, right? Like a Mirage. Okay, now I go vertical. Just have to find a window where I can press and get the controls on, because all we're doing right now is just flirting and dancing, and someone has to get into the control zone. In the last fight, for example, no one ever had the control zone. Really not. A little bit, but not seriously. For energy. I know he will. He's targeting my low 6 right now. It's already given. Not targeting me. if I try to wrap it up, see what happens? He gets all the alpha and all the nose authority at slower speeds. That's why you don't wrap it up versus high alpha jets. You can't. Okay, get out of this. Bug out of this shit.
Altitude. Altitude. Full up.
It's pretty very agile. At high speed he has a problem, he said. Pitch back. Watching what kind of entry he chooses. Okay, he uses this one. Lag pursuit. Lag pursuit. Lag pursuit. Lag pursuit. Lead pursuit. Oh, close. Unload, 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 unload. He's giving up horizontal turning room, which I take horizontally, but I have to stay out of his nose, which forces me to go vertically. Too bad. I have a good speed, I'm almost at 9 Gs, but I still cannot compete with this plane. Nose up, nose authority, unload. Let him bleed, let him bleed. Yes. With all that speed, idle throttle, nose above the horizon.
Bingo.
Get the rate and the room back. Nose down. Right on corner velocity, here we go.
Altitude. Altitude.
The two-circle seems not to be working versus this plane. Fucking bummer, isn't it? He's nose down, he will climb again. Avoiding that one shot. He's going lag pursuit entry for the pocket. Let's see how he does it. That's important. Okay, I go lag pursuit, continue.
Oh!
I was
Rest in peace.
just about to say in my speaking, someone has to make a mistake somewhere.
You know, these nose low maneuvers add speed.
Yeah.
I mean, as cheap as it might seem, I mean that's the second time now. Like, there's something with the FCS.
I was even
that-
thinking about it. Like the
Yeah.
the nose down maneuvering of high alpha jets. The F-14 is prone to it. The Mirage not so much because it can decelerate crazy.
Yeah,
And the flanker is prone to that.
yeah. There's definitely something with it. It doesn't do well. Like, my stick is fully deflected backwards, and just it's not giving me any more pitch authority.
Yeah, in case of UFLCS, it's what you said about 400. No, about some
0.85. So it's weird.
0.85.
It seems like it's 0.85, right?
What
So
about
I go
point-
above 0.8. The second I go above 0.85, I'm limited to to 6 Gs. But when I go above 0.85, I have to go below, from what I see, 0.82, and at 0.82, from when it's higher than that, it allows my full G limit.
It's
For
very
some reason,
interesting
it's not
because the MiG-29,
0.85.
the MiG-29 behaves a very similar way. If you have a certain mark, it does not give you the full Gs, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, this is interesting because it's
if you're under this point, it does give you the full Gs. What's the problem though? Okay, I can go 9 Gs if I'm about
Right.
0.82 or 0.85, right? But I cannot.
but you're limited by
turn-
your pilot.
Yeah, I cannot exactly. I cannot turn forever at 9 Gs and hope something magical will come out of it. Because
Yeah.
you can always change the geometry and take away a turning room and still sit inside my turn and just lower at me till I'm finished blacking myself out, right? So
Right. It's definitely interesting. I mean, this is like a really interesting kibosh of aircraft because it has a MiG-21 stick, an F-16 throttle. It obviously has plenty of takeaways from Western aircraft, but like interesting things from Eastern aircraft also.
yeah. Let's go. I have one more idea. Ready?
Okay. Yep.
It's really fucking difficult for me because you know lag pursuit, you know the safety energy state, you know the ideal line, everything,
Right.
right? And it's so fucking difficult for me to get even a good solution.
Yeah. And this is the one gripe about the 16, and maybe even in my kind of flight style. flying against jets like this, you have to be, at least, I mean, maybe there's a way, I don't know, but I found that I have to be so reactive. I'm very, very rarely, defining anything, just because of how these things can fly.
This time I'm gonna try horizontally fly by simulation for good reasons. Because he will pitch back and I will slice back. But I will slice back in front of him. Which initially seems okay. He blends a lot of speed over the top. I unload for the loop over the loop, if it works. Before he gains energy back, that's the problem. Two things you don't want to give any bandit, right? Time and space. So we are now stuck in a horizontal 2-circle, and let's see how that works. Because my sustainability, look, here comes the nose already, right? Just check it.
Right there in a fucking normal aircraft, I might have had something.
I know. I was just saying, just drink it.
You barely even need to, just because I can never see you. You're always below my canopy.
I think you lagged out.
Lag. Yep. Just keep up. Yeah. I see it.
So what I wanted to try actually is like horizontal 2 circles, just to see if we are competitive in that regime. But the lag killed it. Maybe I can recreate it. Let's see. I have to be more worried about defensive. Oh yes, closure. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Roll to the belly side. Roll to the belly side with nose down. That's important. Roll to the belly side. Roll to the belly side. Get him closer. Get him closer. Full nose up. Full slow down.
Woo! Great job.
I even shot.
Oh.
But you collided into me. Look at this. Damage, destroyed, collided, everything at once.
Oh, did I? Oh, I thought I missed you. My bad. That was all me. I thought you shot me while I was I thought I passed in front of you.
I hit you, then we collided at the same time.
Oh, damn.
Crazy shit. Okay, let's go again. Yeah, this time I tried to use your roll rate. Basically what I was trying, every time you roll to the one side, I roll to the belly side, right?
Yeah.
So what that does is, I roll first, you adapt. So I roll to your belly and you roll over. I look over my shoulder, I roll again to your belly. So you follow my lead and you come closer and closer and closer, wait. And then at the last point I go full nose up to slow down like that crazy motherfucker. But you still had that fucking slow alpha to pull into me. I'm like, oh fuck.
It's interesting because that might be... I'm actually thinking of it for different reasons. So number one, I'd say that in general, I took that pursuit poorly. And I recognize that because I was like, well, I don't want to be in a spot where I have to pull it for a tracking gunshot, right? Because you're going to be below my canopy. So I was trying to create geometry where I could fire at you where you wouldn't be below my canopy. And what that causes is it pushes me down range. Because I have to pull this so much lead in these maneuvers to get these guns salutes. Which works in your favor. So I think maybe if you can
shit, you're still hanging inside.
Oh my god.
Even
how the fuck does this gun sight work?
Even
right
after I
on you.
made you miss. Fucking hell.
Maybe I'm missing something about this gun sight. That was literally right on you and it missed like out of the neighborhood. Oh, who knows?
Anywhere but not where's nose camp point on the high alpha. Like that, yeah, like that. I hate that.
Where? What? I don't understand.
Look at that, how he slows down. Crazy. Yeah. I mean, I cannot slow down more than that. It's just impossible. And
Yeah.
it's like trying to make a Mirage overshoot, right? It's not working.
Yeah. And the roll rate on the 17 is good. I would say it might even be as good as a 16. Maybe slightly slower.
Okay. That idea did not work, or basically the plan I had did not work because you didn't commit to the same idea. I have another idea. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
See if that works. Back to the idea of out-of-plane motion and slingshotting. Basically, expansion, contraction of turning room.
Am I tracking one of your...
No, you're tracking me. Getting nailed here. Kind of slow though. Okay, now you're getting it. Blows through, don't merge, look what he does. Watch intention, ability, and... okay. If you cannot commit your plane, maybe you can flex with the plane. Expansion and then vertical.
Ooh, got some hits in there.
That seems to work nice. And that's actually where the 16 shines. With dynamic expansion
I really
contractions.
thought,
Out of reflector.
Oh, I don't think I think I've lost control. Oh, maybe not? I think something's fucked up with this thing.
I'm getting the hang of it. Slowly. I think my last idea is better working than the previous ideas. The previous ideas are like options, but...
I think, I was actually just gonna say that given that the gun points down, I think this is probably one of the few jets that going for head-on shots might genuinely be a good solution.
Yeah. You're hanging inside. Everything at a cost.
I think my jet's dying. Oh, yep, everything's shutting off. Wait, maybe?
Yeah. I don't know. Don't fool me though.
I don't... Well, some of my screens have shut off. Yeah, my engine's shut off.
Okay.
Yep. Rip.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, I had an idea before which was out of plane motions. In order to solve the tracking shots to snapshots from the side to side. You know, because if your gun is pointing down, you want to have snapshots where the plane crosses from the right to the left or left to the right instead of having tracking shots because you just cannot point the gun up.
Yeah.
So you have to create the out of plane of motion situations where you have those 90 degrees passing from the right to the left to the right situations. That was my first idea. I tried it. And the next idea was like basically slingshotting you, like expanding contraction of turning room rapidly, which is the 16 really great in. It basically defines the 16, right? So let's go.
Yeah, I mean.
And now trying to combine both. Let's see how that goes. Oh, you're already low. Hopefully my missile doesn't track you. No, it doesn't.
That's fine.
Blow through, wait, look intention. There we go. Options. Yeah, there we go. Right low. Out of plane at all times tonight. 500 fucking super knots. Yeah, here we go. He's still inside my turn, still hanging aside. But he can't stay there, that's the problem. So you cannot shake him out of this position unless you have so much excess energy that you can instantaneously get really high Gs and get with the instantaneous momentum the angles back. And then you're sustaining again, and the sustain he's still hanging inside, so it was bad time to window and speed basically. Or he was too close, probably. Still too close, even if it looks far. That's interesting. That might be a key. Maybe much more spatial fighting than the committed fighting. But that's interesting. I'm gonna do something crazy because I know where he will be. He will be here. Yeah. While hanging on the structure on the top, my built up energy. Yeah, the 16 really shines if you use it dynamically, man. Circle commitments versus alpha fighters is just bullcrap. You have to jink once in a while, but that's okay. Unloading, pulling, unloading, pulling, unloading, pulling. Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. 16 loves that. Side slips. The side of this building. If he still can hang with me, then I'm really surprised. If he still tries to hang with me, I'm gonna try to drain him out in the horizontal. All I can say. Fuel, check, 2600. I cannot overspeed because I need that rate and radius. He is still lead and climb. That will cost a lot of energy usually. I'm trying to stay okay, he's not even going more vertical. Now he gets greedy. Because then I unload, cut the throttle and really press hard. And at one point he has to put the nose down a little more. Like that. If he would climb inside of my ascending spiral unloaded, I would be in fucking trouble. But he is loaded inside of the turn. Now I need turning him. I have to get away, get away, get away, get away. Build speed, distance, and now press. Now press, now press, now press. 5-6. Oh, he's slow, so he's alpha, high 6, that's why. Elbow entry. There's one opportunity. If I have it, I have it. I don't have it. It takes away my turning momentum because his radius ability is so fucking crazy. But it costs all energy, so maybe over the top is good. Unless he puts the alpha nose up into my face. Or I'm faster, who knows. Oh!
What? How?
You will see in the video I said, oh, if I'm faster. At the same time almost. Okay, unload, climb. It's climbing too. And he's going lead inside. This is okay because I have expansion here. Expansion, contraction, 16 baby, 16, expansion, contraction. Loves it, loves it. Doesn't love always pull the same amount and turn and ever put circles. It does not like this, the 16. He's sending scissors. Look at this crap. Oh, it just keeps the altitude with a high alpha, slows down, and still has a radius. Like a Mirage. Not much you can do. The jet doesn't allow the same performance. You have to find other geometrical solutions. or fooling the pilot. Okay, this is interesting. 90 degrees of lift vector and full nose up. And I'm sexy sometimes. There we go. I go over the top with you. That fuel. A little bit of air brake, center of gravity, shift. Yeah, and the nose comes down harder. But still not enough. Because he has a radius. I needed more room over the top. And I cannot come down later because speed. That's bullshit flaming out again. Yeah, 300 to 50 is where I like scissors. The 16 is light. Here comes the nose, here comes the nose. Back pursuit, back pursuit. Whose tail? Whose tail? The ground is killing, the ground is killing.
Altitude.
But he doesn't. He has a high alpha jet. I'm out. And I'm out of fuel. Shitting hell.
Great job.
Yeah, there was a brief window. There was a brief window, but not really, because you, again, with the radius ability, you can just cut it away, right?
Yeah.
It's really tough. The expansion and contraction I have to create over the time, so I can create windows. It's nuts. I have to think like 5 steps ahead of the game just to get somewhere.
Yeah. Seriously, that's pretty much it. Like going against, I've only gone against one Jf-17 pilot, and it was honestly probably one of the more frustrating aircraft. But as frustrating as it probably is for you in a 16, I can pretty confidently say that I am probably more frustrated in this. Because like, the angles are there, the geometry's there, everything's there, but it's like this thing is working against me.
Similar. Well, similar what you have as a Mirage. If that is the case, then fly it like a 16 and only use the high. Because look, many times, and I'm commenting about it. I see you inside of my turn. Like you're not lag pursuing me. Lag is key, lead is kill. You're lead pursuing me just because the plane can. Even in an ascending spiral climb, you're not considering to climb a little less pitch attitude to gain more speed out of the circle and then come up and kill me. You're staying inside of the turn with the nose up and the smaller radius, which suffocates your own ability. So
see, that's the thing though.
Use this plane like a Mirage and fly it like a 16, and only use the AIA if you need it. You think it's so weak? You think it's so weak in the engine? I don't think so, because on the deck and 2 circles you can sustain with me.
But every time I'm sustaining with you, right? Like, I'm sustaining at a lower airspeed than you. So, if I try to fly it like a 16 at around the 16 rate bands, I suffer. I do suffer. It doesn't do the egg very well. Like, every time you extend, in the beginning, you probably get like 250 knots of negative closure. So
the last two merges what I tried was slingshotting, like basically expand, contraction, turning room, back and forth, expand, contract, expand, and out of plane. And sometimes I didn't want to get stuck with you in the same plane of motion, in the same situation. I didn't want to commit at all. What I tried was to stay flexible. Like, you can make whatever geometry you want, I don't care. I want to stay flexible and bounce you and go away and bounce you. That was my attempt. Because if I go into those neutralization moments, right? I cannot compete. I cannot compete.
Right.
And I'm max performing this shit to the shit up to the end, you know. You're raiding with me at the same rate as a smaller radius. Or if I have a solution to come to you, you're just turning into me and taking all turning room away, increase the closure for me and take all turning room away, and my nose authority is, well, The only option I would have is like to expand contract, and if I contract, to go really hardcore, like gas or
Yeah.
and try it. Right?
Yep.
Crazy. Okay, let's go. This is a great matchup now.
Yeah, the 17 is definitely tough.
If you cannot fool the jet, maybe you can fool the
Oh,
pilot.
wait, let me
Or just maybe.
respond. I think I did something wrong.
Alright, I'm just thinking around here.
Tab flare.
Merging wing on wing close to close. I don't like this because it's self-restricting in a way.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
What happened?
What?
What's going on?
There's a different gun sight in this thing, and it is nutty. I have no idea.
What did you press again? Don't play with the buttons, man. Didn't your mom tell you? Oh, that's interesting. I just learned something about the 16 which I thought I knew, but didn't,
What?
supposedly.
Oh, God, this gun.
That was interesting. Can I try this again? Let's see. But I have to. Oh. Supposedly that even works. Nice. Interesting. The 16 can pull so much nose, like rapidly, if you're 320-ish and cut the burner.
Yep.
Even surprise you, huh? Crazy. On the left line. And back to lowers. Oh, you're fast. That's nice. You will go up, but you go
Nice.
up alone. You go up without me. This time I'm trying to compress it to your speed regime, right? I tried to
Yep.
do that, but with the difference that nice chinka. With the difference that I tried to utilize the regaining ability a little better,
Yeah.
but still doesn't work that well because overall you're inside of the turn at all times because your jet can do. Okay, this is a new idea now. Let's see what that is. I don't forget my air brakes on again. The Alpha. okay, if I fight like this, it's kinda works. Like in new speed regime, but using my little bit of regain ability at times, right?
Yeah. But it's very, very small windows. that you're gonna have.
Extremely
Yeah.
small. Don't even tell me about it.
Bingo. Bingo.
But that's even 1616, the same case, right? Smaller windows as buttons.
Yeah, that's very true.
I literally can see how you're sitting inside this, and I'm trying to outrate you with your slow speed radios crap there, and it doesn't work.
I was literally sitting in this at 150 knots. I'm at
Yeah,
200
I saw
right
that.
now.
So slow. How the fuck you can rate like this with 200? That's crazy.
170 right now.
Holy shit! How is that even real? You shouldn't have told me that, because then I do that, right?
Good, well, we're practicing. Oh damn, you really had some airspeed on you.
Fuck yeah! I was rating at my best thing. I'm always rating at my best thing, but it still doesn't work because it's a crap Pakistani plane. I'm at my maximum G's, baby 16 rate, and you're like, I'm 200 now. Great. Buy me some falafels, man. Jesus. Crazy plane.
But I'm gonna crawl up here. I'm gonna take away every inch of turning room I can.
Yeah, I know you're gonna do that. But you cannot do that if you start with 170.
That's very true.
That's the problem.
Come on.
Can I have radius? How much shutting room I need to
Come
engage
on,
safely?
come down.
Let's see. I'm
Come
coming
on,
down.
come down.
I'm coming down. I'm coming in the lead.
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh shit.
There we go.
I knew you were
Where you
gonna
going?
away from where you can put the nose. Like, you know, this one BFM book said, go there where he cannot shoot you.
That's very true.
Altitude.
Alright, this right here is really tough for me to get this airspeed back. But I don't need much to do something with. I don't need much.
The fight's getting better and better. I don't want to below you either because you just roll inside of me.
Yeah.
And I cannot roll inside of you because you slow down much better than I do. Now
Oh, I fucking
and-
suck with these guns so fucking bad.
I rolled on the ability. My gas is empty anyways.
Oh, okay.
Ow, 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 ow. Shoot me.
How does this thing even work? Oh, well, I guess right there it fucking... Jesus
Oh,
Christ, this gun sight.
You shot a cripple. That will be costly.
I'm just trying to figure out how to aim this thing. It's not intuitive.
Oh, you shot a cripple. Wait.
Oh,
Alright,
man.
ready, man.
Okay, I'm ready.
This will be a
Who
fucking
joined
great-
in?
I don't know. This will be a great stream, you know. Good conversations, good tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the 16 lovers. Fuck them. Fuck those alpha jets. Fuck them. At least the Jf-17 is somewhat realistically in a competitive, not like the 18, which is like outperforming you in almost everything, not everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoops.
did my missile hit you? No way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man.
I flew right into it like a dummy. Sorry.
Shit. That's bad.
No big deal.
That's because you shot a cripple. That's karma coming back to you. That's the air gods watching over us.
It's true.
Like, what? Okay. Wait.
Honestly, if I could fucking go to whoever engineered this fucking thing and smack them in the face for pointing the gun downwards, get them to angle it 10 degrees upwards.
Is that an air to ground plane usually?
That's why the gun is angled downwards for air to ground. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why. I knew that would happen. Of course, because if I would be in Jf-17, why wouldn't I go one circle? But maybe the 16
Yeah.
guy just
Oh, there you are.
maybe the 16 guy just teased you into it. Maybe.
Huh. Interesting.
Maybe I'm suicidal.
Oh, this gun.
Maybe I'm suicidal. I don't know. Now I'm watching my pitch rate that I don't climb too much and bleed too much because I have to stay out of this area where the nose can suddenly point at, right? I have to if my flight path has to go there where even before you pull where you can pull, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. I know I'm dropping below your nose. I know. That's like a Billy's idea. Yeah, no way you can put the nose on me after that maneuver. Yeah. And now he's sitting inside again. Climb and okay, that's why I unload. And you're going nose down and I like really press hard now, but it's does not change much. Because you unload and you climb like crazy again. I think you're too early. That's what I meant. Just more lag and then early, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're too early just because you can. It's a bad habit, right?
Yeah.
Like more 16 and in if you really have it, not before you have it. Fly it like a 16 and make it a Jf-17 if you need it to be a Jf-17. And then I'm really fucked, I think.
No, but then it's a 17. You gotta fly it like a 17, and never like a 16.
No. BFM is BFM. You always told me that. Lag pursuit is lag pursuit, right? If you need to go lag pursuit, you need to go lag pursuit.
Yeah.
Oh
my
shit, that's
god,
so crazy.
this fucking thing, god damn it. I'm literally eyeballing these shots because I just don't know how to take them.
Use a gun. Does it have a gun cross?
It does, but for any of the shots that I'd have to take, you'd be below my HUD. So it's for all for nothing.
What happens if you make high G turns?
Nothing good. That's not really too high G for me.
Yeah, because you're slow. That's why. Fuck this, I go predictive. Here we go. Ah.
Almost.
I really wrote like really early predictive on this one. Look at this bullcrap! Again, sitting inside of my turn with like no speed. And raiding with me at the same rate. So unfair. Fucking bollocks.
I have less distance to cover.
Someone forgot, like a Mirage, at those speeds, like a Mirage, right?
Yep.
I mean, If you use the Jf-17 versus the most pilots out there, they probably they don't know what they're doing against it, right? Like,
Yeah.
What I can do is this crap. I'm so fucking dead fish. Again, the same thing. You gonna pull inside of me? Yeah, you do. Good.
Altitude.
And I'm trying to drain you out of energy as much as I can. And sometimes you even fall for it, like pull too much, and you're still competing. Right? So. Let it roll. Let it roll. Let it roll. Oh, I jinked almost too late here.
God. Well, that's not the spot for the gun. I want to really like this plane. I really do. This plane is really hard to like.
You just can't, can you?
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh, wait, why isn't my gun working? Why isn't my gun working? No! I don't understand!
What's happened?
I have no idea. Did I not feed my gun? It says it's ready. Why isn't it fine? Oh my god, this... Ah!
But you still have more fuel than I.
This fucking jet, man. This fucking jet. What did I do wrong?
I'm on fumes. I'm on fumes.
I think, wait, did I use all
I-
my ammo?
I used full air brake. I used even the flaps to slow down. And you still was
I think I'm out of ammo. How do I know how much gun I have? I don't know.
What the fuck are you?
Above you.
You're just fooling me, man. No.
Yeah, I guess I am out of ammo.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah.
Almost departed there.
Depart, motherfucker.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up.
Oh, that was bad. Can't even climb away.
But it's
Can you
not
do
though,
that?
because none of this would matter. It doesn't, because I can't get my gun on you. It's literally for nothing. This would be by far, I don't know if by far is worth saying, but this would be definitely a top fucking BFM aircraft, no questions asked, if its gun wasn't pointed down.
Yeah. Is it really so bad?
It's really bad.
So what do you do? Like side to side shots and completely follow shots?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's, you know how in the Mirage, like, the gun sight just forces you to get really close. That's pretty much the only answer in the 17, which sucks because it has all the ability to win all the angles.
The reason why your pipper sinks under your heart is because of your high AOA.
But it's designed to do that.
No, that's
I
normal.
need
if
that,
your
and
AOA is so
especially
strong.
with you.
That. But what you have to do probably is just get the energy right. Go first leg a lot, and not lead all the time because you can't go first leg, and then.
If I go lag with you in the raid, you're going to kill me.
No,
Okay,
no.
alright.
That's not how I mean it. Go lag, and then pull into my position where I will be in the future, unload it, and then shoot. Right?
Yeah.
So you're getting this. You're also slingshotting the speed outside, and then you.
But I don't have the engine power that you have. In 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, you have 250 knots of negative closure. I don't have the ability to press and relieve like you do.
So I have the energy, but you have the room, and we're both struggling to get somewhere with that.
Yeah. Now, if the gun was straight,
Like the flanker, like the flanker.
Yeah.
116.
If the gun was fucking straight, it would be a different story. A very, 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 very different story.
But
But it's fucking not.
I still think you're flying too much lead with that thing, just from my perspective. Because if you need more energy because you have less engine power, that's another extra why you need a little bit more lag. Right? Because if I start biting, you always can compress and blow about it. You know what I mean?
True.
Like lag to lead, unload. Like lag energy-wise, full high speed, come in fast, keep it fast, and then maybe I haven't flown it, but just logically, and then the shots basically go kata intercept and unload it, P straight lines.
Do you have this thing?
No, unfortunately not. Never
you
considered
should
getting
get
it though.
It's really